Hey, we have two rental properties here that I love buying single family homes, but you know what? As you grow, we need to grow and the size of the projects need to get bigger and better. And here they are. We're gonna take them down for a $20 million housing development, and you're gonna have like a beep in the background. We're in my own neighborhood where we buy rental houses, but everybody knows everybody, so that's why they beep at me. But more importantly, we got a $20 million development. We're gonna take you around and show you, and definitely gonna give you the behind the scenes look. And you know what your big question is? How'd you finance it? Where'd I get the money? How do we make this happen? We're gonna get into all that right now. Okay, right now I'm gonna walk you back to show you more about this actual property here. There are 5 acres here and 2 residential homes, as you see behind me here. I love flipping homes, so I always want to flip them and keep them, and I know we're big into real estate here, and this project is just getting bigger and bigger. So what I'm taking is this prime 5 acres of land. So there's about approximately 2 acres there, one here, and one there to gather up our approximate 5 acres. That's our total land here. Then we're teaming up with the neighbor here for 5 more acres. So what we're taking you through is the future landing of 54 townhomes. So these homes are gonna be all in this area here. These homes will come down, and this is what you see is sitting at the approximate 10 acres of land here. If you can remember a video from earlier, we had a pile of 10,000 yards of wood chips. Well, this is where it came from. If you look over here to the left, there are actually tons of trees. That's exactly what this whole area looked like. So everything like from where we're standing back was thick of trees. So you can really get an idea of what this place looked like. So over here, I mean, this was also like 10 feet down. So like you could see how much we've raised the grade and gotten closer up to that main road that we're in. But definitely some overview of this project being 10 acres. You could see how they're moving dirt right now. I'm gonna take you over here where they're actually taking down this hill that was like, I don't know, 75 feet high. You could still see they're 20, 30 feet up in the air, but that thing went all the way across. We estimated it to be a 40,000 yard pile of dirt. So you can imagine, how the heck do you move 40,000 yards of dirt? Well, it's taken all week, and you'll see some of this heavy equipment over here actually making this happen. So anyway, let's talk about how to make this project happen. So we have here 5 acres of our own real estate. After flipping the houses, keeping them as rentals, and really just wanting to do things bigger, we got to team up with the neighbor who's got the other 5 acres directly north of here. So that's what you saw. It's just incorporated there. But taking these 5 acres, those 5 acres is how we approach a national builder to say, okay, we're gonna get teamed up with them and build out these 54 townhomes. So that whole process is quite a big one, a lot to undertake, a lot of legal work, a lot of meetings with the city, a lot of meetings with utility companies, the water department, the sewer department, electrical, gas, you got all of that. There's actually an easement for the gas company right on the other side of this hill. We're gonna get into that because that threw a major curveball into this whole project as well. The gas company owns just the sliver of the corner to put this little gas house up and actually interchange gas underground. So it's like working through those things that are just so challenging, and there's so many little things in this project that doesn't really meet the eye that actually happens behind the scene here. I mean, think about, we went to like 10 different city meetings just to get approval on this project and listen to neighbors and their concerns and fulfill that need accurately so we can make everybody happy. We know everybody isn't gonna be happy about taking down trees and putting up more homes and adding more water to the sewer system. But at the end of the day, this is the better development for the community. Imagine bringing 54 new families to this neighborhood. I mean, we're taking down the 2 houses here, but 2 families will be replaced with 54 families. So what you can actually see behind me, and I want to get a little bit more of a close-up on, is this massive pile of dirt. So I know it doesn't do it justice this far away, but I mean, this being 20, 30 feet up in the air, and a couple 100 feet long is really where that 40,000 yards of dirt came from. I mean, that's a huge pile of dirt. But I wanted to take you up over here and at least see, I mean, the grade that we're walking right now is going up already, but you could just kind of see how tall that excavator is and how much they are, you know, just way up there. But this will give you an idea of like where we're actually at and some perspective of what this looks like. So this is why I wanted to take you up here and see as we walk over here. Well, if we can get around there. We're gonna make our way to that gas hut too, because that was like a major obstacle of this whole project. So we had to get through that too, but you could see, I mean, look at this. And look at us here. We're nothing compared to this excavator here. I mean, you could see how big and how tall he really is up there. So I mean, what, 20, 30 more feet up? So definitely this is huge. Let's take you out here too, because I want to walk you around the corner here. What we're looking at is the border of this project here. And what we're thinking is like, how do we get this project done with this easement here? So what we're gonna look at right here is actually, well, this mountain of dirt, but this gas house right here. So this is what we're getting to right now. This is where their easement was. The gas company's property is literally just this little corner with this little hut. So this little hut is really what we're catering to and trying to work around, because this is their parcel of land. But as you can see here, I mean, this pile of dirt was way up here, and we've been trimming that hill down. And again, that's where that 40,000 yards of dirt came from. But you can kind of see this 15 by 20 foot structure here is actually what we had to work around. And we're gonna bring the dirt all the way down below grade of what this is right here. So we're gonna bring this even lower. So that's what our goal will be. And there's gonna be more to follow up with on this very soon in just this area here. But by the end of today, we'll have most of this hill gone. So we're gonna keep pushing it further in and move that dirt around this property. So I'm gonna take you down the backside 5 acres here of the actual development. What we're looking at here is still the easement from the Columbia Gas Company here, but now we're gonna get out of that and we're gonna get on the backside of the 5 acres that I have. And you can still see this dirt is very high, and there is still a lot to take out here, but it gives you an idea and a perspective, at least from the city walkway. But talking about this and working with neighbors is such a challenge and so much work in between. I mean, there's meetings every day, phone calls every day. Hey, do you have insurance for the project? How are you getting financed? This is a multi-million-dollar project. How are you getting financed to make this project happen? I mean, what a big question. I think I could share some details on that too here later on, even a little bit in this video. So it'll give an idea. I mean, you could see the amount of equipment and things that have to go into this. I mean, look at the size of this dump truck. I mean, this is carrying 50 yards at a time and moving that dirt. So let's see what he can get accomplished. But I mean, these guys were running around the clock trying to move all this dirt. I mean, 40,000 yards in 50-yard increments does take quite a bit of time to move. But definitely you could see them working in the background. Let's keep moving ourselves back a little bit further, because there were even more challenges. I'm gonna show you 2 more right up here. Not only, like, my property ends right about here, but the next parcel that we're working with is right over here. I think what I'm gonna try and show is like, hey, working with the neighboring properties here. So what the challenges are is like, their land was extremely low. You could see like their original grass is way below ground here, like way below grade. And ours was very, very high. So you can see our site is pretty well balanced with taking all that dirt down and actually making this graded into where it should be. So that's a huge advantage for us. All of our dirt was on site. It is told that we are balanced site, which means the dirt from that hill will just get pushed this way and actually leveled, so we don't have to pay for dirt to come in. A lot of developments might pay for dirt to come in or dirt to go out. Not here, not this development. So that is really exciting. And tell me, I mean, that could be $100,000 worth of dirt, which we would have had to truck in. So imagine just having to pay an extra $100,000 just to truck dirt in. So it could be very expensive, but what I do want to take you through is a couple more things over here. Not only working with neighbors can be time consuming and expensive, and different agreements and things that we could get into later that we have to do to make this happen. And don't forget insurance, financing, and all those other pieces go into it as well, city regulations and everything. But look at this. There's an electric pole sitting right there in the middle of the development that we have to figure out how we can move with the power company. That is holding up this power tower right here. So that is the guide pole. So that guide pole, we're trying to figure out how can we get that pole down and still make that safe, because that is right where a house needs to be. So that is a major obstacle that we're still working with the illuminating company with, and trying to figure out how can we get that guide pole moved, because it's imperative that it moves. There's no leaving it. It's just how are we going to work around it. So that pole needs to move because a house will be there and a road will be right kind of in front of it. That is the game plan here. Again, this whole low area here will be filled in by that massive dirt pile. That is kind of the future plan here in the next couple days, because that's why that dirt's coming this way. Another thing to note right here is you can see them dozing and moving some stuff here, because we're gonna bring this all the way up to here. You know, this won't be, you know, such a low spot. This will actually be graded with the sidewalk when we're closer to finish, so we'll show more of that. But I want to show you this orange fence. There is quite a bit of land incorporated with the development here, but beyond this orange fence is actually classified as more of like a riparian setback. So basically in this area, there's a giant culvert that comes under the road and water flows. So that means that's a waterway. We have to stay away from it. So basically you have to stay so many feet away from that waterway, which is that low spot in there where water actually just travels through. And so we had to like essentially buy that land, but unfortunately you can't touch it. So it's literally got to be left there. So it counts as green space in the project, but it really hurts the project because we lose potential to put up another home. But again, we got to respect the waterways, stay away from it. That's why it's fenced off. We will ensure nothing is touched there, everything is safe. There'll be a retention pond right back here to actually take all the water, all the rainwater off the ground here, put it in a retention pond and not let it dump out into the sewer it's in a controlled environment. So it'll fill it and then slowly let it out, you know, as the pipes and the big storm passes or whatever. So that's definitely a big factor here. But what I want to wrap up with is, man, this is 10 acres. Big, exciting project, approximately a $20 million budget in this overall. It's just the largest development this city has seen. We're in the city of Parma, Ohio in many, many years. The last development was, I think, like 12 homes or something like that. So it wasn't very many homes, and the city has increased population coming towards it for new home buyers. So I think this will be a great need. We are gonna sell 54 townhomes within 12 months, and we plan to have our first one up in less than 6 months. Again, we're just moving dirt. We still have utilities, roadways, and everything else to put in, but we're in July right now. By December, we plan on selling homes already. So we will have homes up in Q4 of 2024 showcasing this project and pre-selling all of those homes here. So definitely more details to come. Let me take you through here, and one other thing I want to definitely share is financing. I think the big thing is, how do you do this? How do you get money to do this? Well, we've worked with a few banks, and we have one that our site is on that we're going to be closing up this deal with, that they want to do developments with. We are going to close that up, and I really want to share some more info, but I think on my next video I'll share exactly what bank it is, maybe their info, and talk further about like, hey, how do I actually put that together? Because what you had to do here to even make this possible, to get money for it, is, well, first, we own the land. So that was our leveraging point. So we got the bank on board, and instead of giving them $1 million, or well, actually at least 20, with a $20 million project, usually look for a 20 to 30% of that should be an investment. So you got to bring that cash to the table. So if you have a few $1,000,000 in the bank, you could definitely just go start this project. But our competitive advantage with this project is we are leveraging the properties. So I own the land free and clear. There is no mortgages on this property. So basically, we have over $1 million in land here, and we're saying, hey, look, we're not giving the bank cash to make this happen. We're gonna leverage the property and put a lien on it, and since it's free and clear, we basically essentially have $1 million in the bank, but we have it through the equity of the property. So that's the key factor that I'm using. Others could just use cash. Cash is always king. You know, we could definitely make that happen with cash, but how my competitive advantage here and how I'm getting this done and how others I'm sure get it done is they own the land outright. So they're using the land to leverage, you know, $1 million in land here could definitely get you maybe at least $5 more million in actual operational money, and maybe more depending on if it has a better projection. So we have the land, we have the equity. Now the last piece is putting the projections together and getting that contract from the builder. So that is the piece that I got. We have a contract signed. So each one of these homes have a buy value. Then we have, I should say all the other little pieces that come together, but the money through the equity of the land, the contract with the builder is really the piece there, and then just closing up that financing. So I think that really, I think that kind of sums it up, and I want to go into further detail, but that'll give you an idea of how to make a couple $1 million piece of property worth 20 million. So imagine if you could just take every property you have as an investor, and it's 200,000, and add 1 0 to 2 million. Or what if you could take this $2 million piece of property and make it 20 million? So that's our plan here, and this gives you an idea, some of the equipment, and I'm gonna have more definitely to share. So what I'd like you to do is leave me a comment, ask a question. Tell me more about what you want to learn as your own investor, and I'll be happy to try and make a video and get you to learn and see what I'm doing. Not that I'm doing it all right, but I'm learning and seeing and doing and making it happen. So I want to share that. And so leave that comment, talk to me more about what you want to see, and we will make something on it.